Hey everyone, I'm Joe.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany.
I'm Bart.
And I'm Gio, and you're watching
AskTheFeels.
And today we have a question from Cass.
Hey guys, I heard Gio and Tiffany say once that they've been in a relationship with a guy where dating was awesome, but when it came to intimacy, it was horrible. Because of my beliefs, I'm a virgin and just wanted to know if there was any way to tell if someone is compatible emotionally and sexually without actually having sex. And if it's common to end up with somebody that is sexually incompatible for you.
This one's a cool one though because it's specifically addressing what you guys said and they want to hear about your experiences.
To tell before getting intimate that you weren't compatible, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't think you can tell. I mean, at least I wouldn't know how to tell because, yeah, I mean, you have to be intimate to see if they reciprocate what you do or if they understand, you know, your emotions and your body and your needs.
Do you think dancing would help? Because I remember that guy that I wasn't compatible with, he sucked at dancing. Like we were never on the same rhythm. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I that's why I encourage sex before marriage. And even though her religion or beliefs preach against that, it's neglecting one of the strongest ways humans can connect with each other. How can you know how a person's gonna be with you in bed if you've never been in bed with them? And it's something that as the relationship progresses, you also have to progress that realm. It's like it's another way to communicate, you know? You can't neglect that part. And I think it's really hard to just predict or assume something without getting into it. It's almost like, imagine if you just hung out with someone but you never talked about the emotional side or anything else, but you're just gonna stay friends, right? So I think it's just as important to express the sexual side. But if you're young too, and if you're not at that stage, then you shouldn't be doing that yet, I guess. But I don't know.
It's the challenges that you face with people that tell you who and how they are. So for example, someone could be like, oh, you know what, like during an emergency, I'm the type of person that does this. But you never know until like a robber actually breaks into your pad to see if someone runs and hides in the closet, or if they're able to control the situation, call 911 and grab a weapon and try to protect you. So you actually have to go through those situations, and sex is one of them, where they can tell you, or you can try to read as many signs as you want, but without actually doing it, it's gonna be really hard to say how they are sexually.
And I think what also helps a lot when it comes to intimacy is, and this is before even getting intimate, I think what helps the most is when you can really get emotionally invested and like emotionally connected with that person. Because if the sex is bad, but like if the emotions are there, I feel like, I don't know, that kind of makes it a little bit more tolerable.
Not only that, but then if they have a really good communication in the relationship and then the sex is bad but you feel comfortable enough to talk to them and tell
That
them
helps a
really
lot.
well.
It's curable.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bad sex is curable. If emotionally you guys are passionate for each other and you're able to communicate, then I feel like that is a strong foundation for the relationship, and anything else that you guys don't necessarily click on, you can always communicate the rest of your needs to each other.
I have a question. Have you guys ever had bad sex with a really good kisser?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to, I don't know, somehow I was trying to connect the two and be like, dude, if you can.
The reason, okay, so this is my like little theory is like, so in order to have a really strong adult relationship, I feel like you need to first appeal to the emotional, and then you have to appeal to the intellectual, and also the sexual or physical. Sexual or physical, I would like put like visual stimulation, like looking good for each other, dressing sexy for each other, being fit for each other, also like expressing each other physically, intimately, in bed, all that stuff, right? I group that all into that realm. And the reason why is because I realized that in my past relationships, if one of these things were missing out of the three, it ended up not working out. And you can emotionally connect with someone so deeply, but if you two aren't really matching in the sexual realm, and I think it would only work if your libido's like gone and you're old, or like you're so young that you're not there yet, then you can appeal to the other two. You could be intellectually stimulated and emotionally stimulated, and it's fine. But if you're at an age where expressing yourself sexually is really, really important to you, I feel like that's something where a lot of people can't keep going while not having their needs met. I think all needs have to be met. So you can communicate it, But if you're doing this stuff after the fact that you guys tie the knot and you're like, we're gonna be here together forever, that's like starting from a negative versus like you got to a point of great, like we figured all this shit out, now let's get married and then build upon that. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ask the Feels because I really like talking about some personal, intimate, sexual shit with you guys. If you guys want to see more videos, check right here and click this one. It will take you to another video. Also, click in the description down below and you can follow all of us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. Just check down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, baby.
You into this mess, she dragged her kids and her husband. That's fucked up.
Don't let that pussy control you, man.
You're in the Air Force, grow some wings and fly away.
Hey guys,